back with another Drekker Fest beer review. What do we have on tap?
Today, Mice Will Play Thin Mint Milkshake.
Ooh.
From Ology, in collaboration, of course, Drekker Brewing with Ology Brewing in Tallahassee, Florida.
Ology Brewing. Ology
Never
Brewing.
Ology.
Yeah, it's
Never
one thing.
mattered.
It's one thing reading. What's one thing saying? Ology Brewing.
Ology.
The Mice Will Play Thin Mint Milkshake. Are you boys fans of Girl Scout cookies?
Thin Mints are like third or fourth on my list, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You know what? They're never my first choice, but I'm always glad.
Which?
I'm always glad that I ended up either
no free
choosing
ads.
or divulging in them.
No
Yeah.
free ads, boys, but I had a Caramel Delight beer from Brixworth, and I about peed my pants. It was so good.
That thick, huh? All right, boys.
Yeah.
We ready for the snap?
Yeah.
Shit.
Normally my timing's way better.
Shit.
Did you guys ever watch the Great British Baking Show? Like,
No.
okay, their theme song used to have like a thing, like it's ended with somebody going, ah, ah. And my wife and I, this is a totally aside, delete all of this. My wife and I would use that as our like, all right, new episode, new beer. Ah, ah. So that is why I go ah, ah, before and now they've changed the theme song, so there's no ah, ah, at the end of the theme song for the last 4 or 5 seasons.
So now you just added it.
You just added
Acapella.
it,
We got Mice Will Play Thin Mint Milkshake. Isha, pouring you up, boy. Oh my god! Oh my god! That that looks like phlegm from the Grinch's throat.
All right.
Very appealing.
Yeah, I'm super excited to try this now.
Oh, I can see the phlegm.
Yeah. Sorry, boy. Sorry, I'm a little more descriptive with my descriptors, but like.
Whoa! Sniff test, guys.
Okay, sniff test.
Mint.
Whoa! Chocolate mint.
It smells. It's very out of all the ones we've smelled, this is the least imposing sniff test.
It's subtle.
There's not a
It's
lot.
subtle in its
so-
offensiveness.
It's
yeah.
so green, yet it smells so chocolatey.
It's subtle and it's insulting to us. Yeah.
All right, cheers.
I get Andy's mint off the nose for sure. Andy's mint.
Wow. Creamy.
That was a journey. That was an adventure.
Whoa.
That just
Whoa,
started.
I'm still getting flavors, dude. It's been like 5 seconds.
It went creamy to chocolate, lingered for a second,
Then mint.
and then it was basically like a little roller coaster. It was like chunk, chunk.
I got
Mint.
I'm strapping back in. I'm going in one more time, boys.
Jordan is a big fan.
Better you go in a second time than I, because I'm holding it back right
Wait, do one. I want to see your face now that you go in a second.
now. Go watch the replay and clip that shit, because boy, I go through. I think I went through all 5 stages of like grief. I started off very hot, denial, and then I went with like, I don't even know the 5 stages. I'm not a doctor.
This is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I'm going to say that right off the bat.
Second sip, I went through way faster. Like the first one was very prolonged. This one, it was like boom, boom, boom.
Good for you, because it's not my experience. Oh, boys, that is not my style of beer. That is not. But the thing is, Drekker does it so well. Like, it is not objectively.
You know that someone's yelling right now.
It is not objectively bad. It is
It's exactly what they advertised.
It is not your
they
flavor.
they nailed exactly what is advertised.
This is a Thin Mint milkshake.
There's no arguing with what is on the can versus what's in the glass. Not my thing. Not my thing.
All right, so back to the names. Again, Drekkerfest.
Pour that just in here.
Oh,
Drekkerfest
God. Oh,
time.
my God.
All themed on cats. Different idioms, expressions, whatever. Mice will play. Isha, do you know this one?
I do not.
Okay, you're very Canadian.
I think I know this one.
Let's hear it.
Is it when the cats are away, the mice will play?
That is it. And Jordan is currently not playing.
I don't want to play. If that's the game, I don't want it.
So really what this means is when a person of authority is not present, the people under his rule will enjoy their freedom.
I got it.
And Jordan feels very trapped right now.
No, I don't.
It's just like... It's wild that this is considered a beer. That's what's throwing me off more than
Exactly.
anything.
All of these have tasted like melted versions of like what you would ask for 2 scoops of and pay $9 for at Cold Stone. Like,
or like going to some like adult Harry Potter brewery themed brewery, and they're like, "Here's this potion, here's a butterbeer," and it's just like all this crazy shit. Like,
Good, at least it's not themed off the jelly beans.
oh, that would be. Could you imagine? It's like a 6-pack, but one of them is
Grinch phlegm.
What one of them is like? What's the like? There's a mystery one or whatever.
oh yeah, the jelly bean that's just like
It's like
you get what you get, and also if you vomit, we're not liable.
Well, now they're like marketing them as like it's either something really good or something like horrendous, but the exact same colors, so you don't know.
You either get strawberry or 3-week-old mouse corpse.
Shout out Birdie Bots.
Okay.
Baby. Shout out Birdie Bots.
Well, first hockey topic on this one, and this is pretty topical for everyone in the Wild fan base. I'm sure that you could all come up with this yourself. But for when the cat's away, the mice will play. Let's just talk about the Minnesota Wild locker room after they removed the title and office of Zach Parise and Ryan Suter. The mice have been playing, and while we still want to see it translate to a little bit more on the ice, the players are like, you kidding? It's not even the same team anymore.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it's fun to play hockey.
Yeah.
Honestly. It looks
It's
like
the most fun you've ever had.
the dudes are patting each other. They hit the bench. They got each other's thigh shots. They got each other's shoulder pads. They're bumping each other on the head. Like, it seems like this is a team. It seems like this is a cohesive unit of guys who are all driving for something.
Put it this way: if Suter and Parise were still here, there'd be no leaks of the bromance with Zuccarello and Kaprizov. That would not be allowed.
No, in no way.
No bromance is allowed.
We're gonna
in
verbal
the locker.
meme this though, guys. Basically, while Parise and Suter were there, it is Seth from Superbad cooking by himself and having to look over at the future of the team when they leave. Evan with his partner, just look at them having the most fun ever.
Oh my! It's just I enjoy watching this iteration. I think the toxicity level is nil to none. I think the guys who want to have fun are gonna have fun. I think there's characters on the team. That is like, how do you get a fan base behind you without creating a narrative, without creating characters? You need the setting, you need the motivation, you need these things that drive. Like, sports are men's soap operas. Like, let's be real about this. We are watching this for the stories inside the stories. The numbers on the score sheet are the numbers on the score sheet, but we're looking at, like, how did Kaprizov really react after his, yada yada? Like, we are looking for those characters, and we're looking for those guys to have a unified mission behind. And I think this team is much more open to being accepting to, like, what is the narrative that we want to tell. Yeah. And I think Dean empowers that. I think the front office empowers these dudes to be these dudes and let them be the dudes that they are.
The team has rallied behind it too, like up and down the organization. Like the fact that when you go to a game and randomly when there's like an intermission, they throw Kaprizov up on the screen and it's Opa, and the whole crowd just goes Opa. Like, that is the character development you're talking about.
Create an energy and an atmosphere of empowerment. And hockey is the vehicle. But these guys' personalities are where this dynasty should end up. Like, Kobe is Kobe. Kobe wasn't just like the strong forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. Kobe is Kobe.
He's a brand.
He's a brand. And granted, none of the guys that we're going to have on this team this year, like, we don't have, aside from, 97, like, we just don't have a dynasty player. But I don't think Minnesota is a landscape for one dynastic player. We're a hardy.
Unless you're paying in straight cash, homie.
Unless it's straight cash, homie. We are a brand that wants to uplift. When we all do well, we all do well. Mm-hmm. And I think this is the first team I felt really like, this is just a bunch of guys who enjoy riding the bus with each other.
It's guys being dudes.
This is just a bunch of guys who love, like, whip and towel. Like, I don't know. I haven't been in a locker room in about 20 years. But, like, I don't know. It just feels like it's more of a... Like, playful is a weird, innocent word, but whimsical.
That's a great word.
Whimsical and, like, not stuck into a structure or a mold that, like, you think of teams like the Bruins, you think of teams like the Red Wings. These have decades and decades of dynasty and molds, and, like, this is what a Red Wings player looks like. This is what a New York Yankees player looks like.
Built-in expectations.
It's built-in expectations, and I think this is a team that is redefining. Like, Minnesota Wild hasn't had one team that's like, oh shit, this is Minnesota hockey.
Yeah.
I feel like the last time I felt that was like Gabrick, Bugard era, like 06, 04, 05. Like, I haven't felt that type of connectivity and cohesion in a team since then. And I would love to hear what you guys think about that, because we just we need to build on it.
Dead accurate. There's not really even that much to be said. Like, I think that there's been a full shift in culture. The culture has been established between the coach, the GM, the players. Like, it's there. And now it's all about making sure that that's maintained moving forward as you bring in the new blood, right? You bring in the kids.
That's it, man. That's
you
it.
Shift to the new era. It's just maintaining what's there. I don't think anything needs to change from that angle. Yes, the hockey needs to improve. I think anyone can look and objectively say that, but you can do that while not changing the fabric of that culture.
Agreed. I'm just really excited about this new team. I feel like it's a younger generation. We don't have the elder statesmen all-stars. Like, yes, we've got the Folignos, we've got the Spurgeons. These guys are amazing at the positions they play. They are amazing at the locker room. They're amazing with the team.
They're our age.
Exactly.
Like, it's our generation.
We are coming into an age. We are in our early 30s, mid 30s, and, like, I remember, like, turning to my dad at the first, like, Twins game I went to, and I was like, I looked up at the screen, and I was like, oh, that guy was born after me. And at the time, I was like 19, and I was like, oh, so I'm just not succeeding at life? Got it. Okay, great.
Steven Stamkos was born within a couple of weeks of me. We'll just put that into perspective with what's been accomplished in his lifetime versus mine.
Did you guys see the interview between Ovi and, God, what's the other capital? The rookie Russian. His name is 19 syllables long. Basically, Ovi, during the interview, realized that he was drafted a year before this guy was born. He was translating for his rookie teammate, and Ovi was drafted a year, like, either that year or the year before this guy was born. And, like, obviously Ovi's legendary, like, GOAT status. Yeah. This is Ovechkin.
He's gonna pass Gretzky's scoring record. Like,
but
it's gonna be insane.
But Ovi's the funniest Russian I've ever, like, seen. He's just so, like, like,
it's crazy how much he's loved, given his, like, non-shameful, like, ties to this group and that group and this group, and he's still just universally loved. It's insane.
I mean, and Isha, I know there was a topic you really wanted to get into on this matter. Again, when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yeah, you
mentioned
that's
not as universally loved.
You mentioned something about empowerment there, and, I honestly think that this man really, he held the flag for self-empowerment before Lizzo ever did, and that is Dustin Byfuglien. I mean, in the off-season, every off-season, dude, every off-season, the mice will play with Dustin Byfuglien. The guy gained at least 90 pounds every off-season, whether it was slamming beers on Lake Minnetonka, whether it was... Dude, I don't know, getting space ready to go party at weddings.
We do not endorse boating heavily intoxicated, by the way.
I mean, dude, this guy, like, and no shame. He was the last National Hockey League player in like the modern era to use training camp to get in shape, and he was still he would still skate miles around these rookies.
The dude is a steam engine. Like he is built off of charcoal and anger.
Just grab two guys.
Dude, I saw him play junior. He played in Prince George. I grew up in northern British Columbia, the Prince George Cougars. He did not want to play there as like a top recruit prospect. He brought a garbage bag full of clothes to try to like show how uninterested he was, and they're like, "Sorry, kid, you're that talented. We're keeping you here. You got to get an actual fucking bag." Like, we'll give you one. We'll give you a WHL bag here.
See, in his defense, though, in the offseason, like, have you guys smelled a McDouble lately?
Yes. It's good.
Nothing else to say. It's enticing. It's tempting.
He probably eats McQuadruples.
Do they have that?
If you ask.
The one time I ran into him at a Chipotle, he absolutely had 2 burritos.
Dude, I followed good old Jordan. Jordan Greenway.
Line.
So I followed Jordan Greenway into an Italian bistro about a year ago, and the dude bought 3 meals of the same exact thing. So I'm like, oh, this guy, he's just a forward thinker. He's a meal planner. Jordan Greenway.
He's meal prepping.
He knows what he needs. It's those carbs and that white chicken meat.
Watch him. He freezes that, and that's his like microwave meal.
Right.
A rich person's microwave meal.
The thing is rich people don't act rich. I've found
true.
in my experience, it's poor people who want to be rich that act rich. Rich people do not act.
I think it's 50-50. I think there's 2 distinct
No.
categories
There's
of rich
some
person.
wisdom to that statement.
But I've met enough millionaires and I've met enough multi-millionaires to know how the 2 different, like the multi-millionaires don't need to tell you anything. They are very much just like, oh, hey, thanks. Like, just like they're in their sweatpants and their Crocs.
So they don't tell you that they're a vegan or that they do CrossFit.
The multimillionaires,
those are the poor ones.
The multimillionaires are the ones wearing Rolexes and Mercedes. I like to joke that Rolexes are the poor man's idea of a rich man's watch, and the Mercedes is a poor man's idea of a rich man's vehicle. I don't own either, so it's really ripe coming from me. But I've met enough
Teslas
people,
are like bicycles to those folks.
I've met enough people in those brackets to know that ultra rich people do not act like how you would act or how you would expect them to act at all.
And next time, join us for the most non-detailed beer review ever.
Don't follow us for financial advice.